Hi, I'm Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. We have a full moon in Leo, an eclipse, a supermoon, and the sun in that borderline of Capricorn into Aquarius. Now, what does all this really mean for you? Full moon in Leo, it is about you shining, roaring like that lion, having that creative expression, sharing your heart, speaking your truth. But what is the deal with the eclipse? What is the deal with the intensity of what time has been feeling like, especially over this last fortnight, if you really felt that from the last new moon to this current full moon? But before we get into the intensity of all that, let's get the times right. So it's going to be 4:16 p.m. for Sydney today, being the 21st, Monday the 21st. It's going to be 3:16 p.m. in this afternoon for Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, Queensland. It's going to be at 12:16 a.m. for New York City. So you guys will get to experience that full moon and eclipse at night, which is amazing. But how do we apply this intensity at the moment? We allow it to actually build our confidence. If you think about a lion, it feels very confident, it feels very powerful. But then we've got this Capricorn energy, which is very earthy and very matter of fact and get this stuff done. So now it's a great time to be practical in the way you shine, in the way you use your confidence, in the way you speak your truth. Something that's been coming up quite a lot has been the way you think, the way you speak, and the way your heart feels. So you think about the lion heart, but then if the lion heart is roaring, what is it roaring? Is it thinking, oh, it's coming from that space of truth and from a balanced and clear mind? So balanced and clear mind, roaring out your truth with confidence and assertiveness, and also coming from a passionate heart, from a heartfelt place. So these are the things that are really being highlighted. But why has it been so intense lately? Everything is feeling like it's speeding up. I've spoken about this in previous moon videos briefly, where we're shifting from the era of Kali Yuga into Sat Yuga. In terms of in the Indian and the Hindu philosophy and the Buddhist philosophy as well, we are finishing an era which is all about greed, hatred, anger, separation, building walls, division. And we're coming to a place of Sat. Sat means truth. So where there isn't truth or congruency, there'll be a real tumultuous roller coaster of life, and people will be getting the same lessons. We'll get those lessons over and over and over again until we've learnt the lesson and we start to realize, oh, well, this is the truth of the situation. This is what I need to speak about that truth, and these are the actions I need to take to make those next steps necessary and congruent to create complete flow. Now, because we're finishing this thousands of years era of Kali Yuga, or Kali Yoga, the greed, anger, desire, lust, hatred, separation, that era is finishing. And, even Donald Trump gives a really nice face for that era. So he has a place, and so did Hitler. They have a place of where can we polarize the feeling of separation and discord and a face for the ego. But then we're breaking and we're shattering all this because we're looking at what is the opposite of this. The opposite of this is speaking the truth. It's generosity of spirit. It's sharing. It's harmony. It's union. It's creative contribution to humanity. Not going back into the past and tearing the past apart. It's forgiving the past and allowing that to all melt and let go and moving forward and creating something loving and a profound legacy that will be left in the world way beyond your own life and death. So what is it that we create in this earth right now is very quick to what we think, what we speak, and what we do. We can actually make that happen very fast. Synchronicities speed up, serendipity starts to speed up. What is the difference between synchronicity and serendipity? Serendipity is those fortuitous, unexpected events. Synchronicity will be something that's divinely timed and thought about, or a niggling that comes in and you've kind of almost expected that synchronistic thing to happen, or you've been talking about lions and Narnia and the Witch and the Wardrobe, and all of a sudden that comes up in several conversations, or a particular song is starting to be played into a shop where you walk into and you go, oh wow, I knew that song was going to play, it was playing in my car. These synchronistic things that are happening in conversations, and you're drawing through the law of attraction these things closer to you, because you know what you think, you believe, you attract. What we speak is what we put out in the vibrational field, is what comes in closer to us. What we feel is what we act upon in the physical. So we're working with those in that congruency. Once we have this congruency, this is when we have space for the divine energy, love, grace to bless us. That darshan, that blessing, comes in our meditation, comes in our highest point of creativity, where we've lost track of time and we're in an inner stillness that no one can touch, that is completely sacred. Now, when this comes more and more individually at a soul level, privately, this spaciousness, then we have the room to feel that union and that connection with all of the people around us. Things that need to drop away will drop away. Things that need to flow and ebb come closer to you, come closer to you. There becomes this beautiful, infinite dance of life, and it feels somewhat magical. Now, when we're in this flow, this is when Satyog starts to begin at a soul level, and then at a group consciousness level, and then at one city at a time, and then one state at a time, province at a time, country at a time, hemisphere at a time, and that starts to envelope this particular planet, this particular solar system, this particular galactic experience, this particular universal cosmos. And it starts to become the macro and the micro are completely one and the same. These are not concepts. These are experiences. So on that note, happy full moon lunar eclipse in Leo, Sun in Capricorn, moving from that heavy work-orientated mind to a light-hearted Aquarius air wave thinking, hang gliding its way and playing music into joyful, artful existence. Enjoy the ride. Observe it and see where your congruency can come from your thought, your word, your deed, and allow that Ishvara Pranidhana, that surrender into the divine, be what carries you in all these serendipitous moments, in this time for you to shine in that Leo full moon energy. Illuminate with that full moon in Leo. Namaste, Radha Swami.